Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. It's the first time we are getting in touch in English. Ahlan wa sahlan, my dear brothers and sisters in Islam. It's Ramadan, the month of rahmah and the month of barakah, the month of blessings, the month of forgiveness. In this month, the believers fast, respecting the commands of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We stand in qiyam, we stand long in the nights in obedience to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, expressing our gratitude and shukr towards Him. But we are fasting since years, maybe 20 years, 30, 40, 50 years. But have we got the essence of fasting? Or have we understood what is the actual purpose of fasting? Maybe not. We are fasting since years, but we did not get the essence of fasting. Why? When a man does something, there are two basic component factors. One is, what is the purpose of doing an action? And the second thing is, what is the mode or method used by him or her for performing the action to reach that purpose? So these two component factors, when they come together in contact and act accordingly, then we get into a better result and a successful accomplishment of the act. Let me tell you an example with food. Usually what we do, when we take the case of food, we all eat food and we know that the main purpose of eating food is to maintain our good health and to stay alive. A person who is malnutrition, a person who is not taking in good food, healthy food, he will have many deficiencies in his body and he will be prone to diseases and bad health. Maybe it will affect his whole life. He will be exposed to death too. So we adopt some methods to eat. That is, we take the food, we make it into a morsel, we put it in our mouth, we chew it, and we send it down through our throat. This is the most effective method which we human beings have found to eat the food. But is that all? Doing this, does that fulfill the purpose of maintaining good health and staying alive? Maybe not. Think of a person who is going through all these processes of making the food into a morsel, putting it in his mouth, chewing it, sending it down through his throat. But the morsel he created is actually a morsel of mud or a morsel of sand. What do we call that person? We might call him a maniac, a mad person, a person who is out of mind, a person who is suffering from some mental disorders, right? Because he is doing something which is affecting in the opposite direction of the main purpose. Just think of a person who is doing this and complaining that the food he ate, after completing all the processes of eating, and it is not giving him any good effect of a food. It is not benefiting his body and soul. What do we call that person? And just think of a person who is undergoing all these processes of eating food, and he's not using mud, he's making a morsel of rice, he's eating it, or he's eating chapati or paratha, and he's filling his tummy. But the very next moment, he digs his fingers into his throat and vomits out everything. And he starts claiming that I have undergone all the process of eating. And look at me, look at my body. I'm becoming weak. I'm having many diseases. This food is not affecting my body. How could that affect his body when he vomits out the moment he gobbles it in? So, this is how a person fasts. Some believers, they think that fasting is the complete mode of Ibadat. They think that Salah is a complete mode of Ibadat. But the essence of fasting and the essence of Salah does not get into their heart. simply fast, they simply perform salah. But the essence of it, the purpose of it, doesn't get into their heart. And there are some people, they feel all the essence, they understand all the purpose, but soon after Ramadan, when the eve of Shawwal appears, they start getting into all the worst actions, all the bad actions. They get back to them. Actually, this is what I meant with the example of the person who is eating a morsel of mud and the person who is vomiting out all the foods and complaining that it is not affecting his good health. It is not resulting in his good health.